Says, hello, my name is Micaela Felicitato. I graduated from the University program. I'm currently pursuing a master's degree in organic 3D modeling. I've been actively looking for a job in the industry for about 2 years now, but haven't been able to land an opportunity yet. My main goal with this review is to understand what it might be lacking, what I should improve, and how to make my portfolio more competitive for junior or entry-level positions in the game industry. I would really appreciate honest and direct feedback, especially regarding the quality of my work, presentation, and whether my portfolio meets industry standards. Let's take a look. Micaela. Okay, so first impression that I get here, Micaela, is that we are, again, not specifically, like, we don't have a specific direction. I see a little bit of everything. This character I've seen before. I'm not sure if there's a tutorial out there, but I've seen this specific concept before, and I do feel like the execution of some of the modeling and the hand painting, it's a little bit, it's not really there. Here, let me show you. So I'm not gonna deny that this is tricky. This is what we talked about on the hand painted course. But for instance, let's focus on this part right here. Metal is one of those like really complex materials, because it does behave a little bit different than other materials. So what you need to figure out first is, where is my highlight? So if your highlight's going to be right there, and we have this sort of like round shape, we need to have a little bit more contrast. So metal benefits quite a bit from having a little bit more intense contrast. So I'm going to start pushing this thing right here, right? This thing right here. And if you want metal to look shiny, what you need to have is what we normally refer to as a specular highlight, right? So in this case, I'm going to grab this value right here, push it a little bit higher up, and really sort of like push the white element right there, right? Like that's going to start sort of like making this look a little bit like more intense. Now you might find, for instance, here that we also need to, like, if the light is hitting here, we're going to see a little bit more of a highlight right there. But it's very important that we really have the contrast. If we don't have the contrast, it's very difficult to really appreciate the metal. And this one, because we already have a lot of values, it's going to be difficult to sort of like build it up. I'm gonna try my best here to just like give a little bit of an example of what I mean. For instance, here, let's push it really high, a little bit warmer. Something like that, right? We did this on the weapon that we were working a couple of weeks ago. So it's a little bit of a construction that actually looks very sloppy, but it's like right now this hand painted approach that you're doing on this character, I don't think it's working as nicely. Now, oh man, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Micaela, and I understand that you're studying right now, so. Oh, this is gonna hurt. I think it's gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you, but it's probably gonna hurt both of us. I hate when schools promise things that they're not able to fulfill. You mentioned you're working on a master's. I can't imagine how much money and time you're spending on that. And then I see this kind of things right here, like this Native American, and I still see some like form and anatomy issues here that I cover like quite easily on the anatomy course without having to spend that much time, right? So our industry is not an industry that really benefits from a title. It's very, and again, that's why I hate to be the bearer of bad news here. A title in this industry guarantees nothing. It guarantees some opportunities if you want to pursue like the educational thing, like if you want to become a teacher and you want to be working at universities and you want to be doing like investigation and things like that. There's people that do that, and that's perfectly fine. There's people that do that kind of stuff in every single career. But if you want to be working on a studio, you need to be showing that you have a complete mastery of the whole process, right? And for instance, here I see the high poly, I see some good references, but I don't see a low poly. I think I'm willing. Like I'm not sure if this is substance painter or if this is. It kind of looks like it is because I see some like height information. But the mouth, for instance, is not open. I can tell that the mouth is not open. It's just like a sculpt. So if you want to be a character artist and you're learning organic stuff, like what I see right here, well, we need to start working more on more assets, my friend, because. Yeah, this is like the topology, for instance, for this thing right here kind of looks like just Siri mesh. I can tell this is just Siri mesh, and And again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is not gonna cut it. This is not gonna cut it. No, no, no. It's not don't go to school at all. No, no, no. My point is that in other careers, let's say for instance, I don't know. And that unfortunately that's not even the case anymore, because I have friends from all of in every other discipline, and they tell me the exact same thing. Like nowadays, you can be a doctor, you can have your like you can be a medic, right? And you can have your 7 years of school, and that's not going to guarantee that you're going to have like an amazing experience. No, it's education has been in some places, not everywhere, in some places, some institutions, unfortunately, has been like monetized, right? People don't care about whether you're actually learning or if they're preparing you properly for the stuff that you need to do, and they just want sort of like your money. They'll teach you some stuff, they'll give you a title, and they're gonna promise that with that title you're gonna get a job. That's not really the case. Nowadays, what you need is you need to have a good portfolio. Like I've seen people who have no studies. We actually had Ethan, remember, at the beginning of the year. He's currently working at Riot, and he's self-taught. He learned everything by himself. He never went to school. He never had like any like big connections. He's from South Africa, and he was able to land a job at one of the biggest studios in the world right now. So it's not about the title. Like I have my certificates. It's back there. That's the one that I got from Noman. It's just a certificate. I don't have like a PhD, or I don't have no, that's a diploma, but I don't have a title, right? Like I'm not engineer or here in Mexico it's licenciado. Like I just have my certificate that I got from Noman, and that's it. And I don't need anything else because my portfolio is more than enough. Funny enough, this is a cool story. This was back in 2019. I was approached by one of the biggest universities here in the country, which is Tecnológico de Monterrey, and I taught a couple of classes there. I taught there for like 3 semesters, if I'm not mistaken. I did the modeling and ZBrush like classes there. But they had to do a whole bunch of like movements there to allow me to teach, because they were like, we love your stuff. We love the stuff that you do. We love the way you teach. But because you don't have a degree, technically you cannot be teaching students who are looking to get a degree. So we're gonna have to do like some like magical stuff right here. And the director, he was very sort of like progressive, because he was like, I understand that you don't need a degree for this, and that skills are the important thing, not really the paper. So I'm gonna do everything I can to get you to teach here, because I want you to teach the students the stuff that they need to learn. And they were able to do it. I was able to teach there for a couple of years. It was great. But that's my point, right? Like not every single school is gonna be like worried about their students that way. So you need to be aware that the title that you are pursuing is not necessarily going to be a guarantee that you're gonna land a job at the end. What is going to be a guarantee of, like, what are you going to get if you go to school? Because again, I'm not saying don't go to school. There's a bunch of schools out there. There's a bunch of great ones. I've mentioned this before. If you go, for instance, to the rookies, every single school that you see on the top, like 50 of the rookies, is a great place to be. What are you going to get when you get to school? You're going to get a sort of like streamlined approach to learning all of the things that you need to learn, right? So you will learn the softwares, you will learn the workflows, you will learn the process, you will network, which is super, super important. As you guys know, you are going to be able to meet not only your peers, but also your teachers, faculty members, like everyone that gets invited. So you are going to be like learning about a lot about that, and you're going to learn about discipline as well, because you need to deliver homework, you need to deliver projects, you're going to learn a lot of soft skills, right? Like communication, teamwork, time management, that kind of stuff. It's a little bit complicated to learn sometimes if you're doing it on your own. So there is a lot of value to get from like a traditional approach to this type of education, right? Like a course, a diploma, or certificate, whatever. But there is also, again, a responsibility on your side. And your responsibility is that you need to understand the process. Micaela, on this one right here, I'm just going to finish this with this. I think the presentation here is not working exactly as intended. I feel like some of your normal maps are even inverted. So I'm going to give you a very simple like advice. If you go to my site, I'm not going to ask you to buy any of my products right now. I'm going to ask you to get this one right here. And this is, of course, for everyone. Please, 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 guys, I've shared this before. It's a gift from me to all of you, to the community. Please watch this portfolio presentation workshop. You need to watch it. You need to understand how to best present your stuff, the different types of maps that you need, the different type of elements. This is free. It's 2 hours. It's just 2 hours. It's 15 videos. You're gonna go through these videos. All the project files are there. This is, I'm begging you, not because we need the traffic or anything, but really because this is gonna help you so much right here to present your stuff in a better way. Okay, so in this case, Micaela, what would I advise? what would be my advice? And again, I want to be as honest as possible. I want to help you as much as I can. Finish the PhD. You're already there. I don't know how much money you've spent there. I don't know how much time you've invested there, but you're already there. So please, please, please finish it. And while you're doing that, try to use more information. You don't even, again, I don't want you to pay more money. Just go to my YouTube channel. I have so many videos, the live streams, everything. Try to incorporate that into your workflow and try to improve your process, your workflow, right? I want to see better wireframes. I want to see better retopology. I want to see better bakes, better textures. Use all that information that's free out there to improve your stuff, because it is going to be tough right now with these things that I'm seeing here in your portfolio to land a job like in the next couple of months, but it's not impossible because you already have the information. You probably already have, again, some connections, some soft skills. So I understand this might not be the news that you wanted to hear right now, but I don't want you to be spending more money when right now you need to be spending more time and energy on polishing the portfolio, not the paper. The paper is going to be important. Fine, you're already there. It's okay. Doesn't matter. It was not a bad decision. Don't think that this was a bad decision. But if you want to be working at the studio, we need to focus on the portfolio. Okay? I really hope that helps, my friend.